What's good, everybody? It's your boy Old Five Dynasty. I'm back. I'm in the building. You know what I'm saying? What's good? I got my water. You know how I do. Mm-hmm. All right. So there's a part of me that loves taking pictures. Like I love photography, and I'm not like this big time photographer. You know, I just like photos, manipulating them, working in Photoshop, or all these other softwares I know how to work in. I just love dealing with photos and then also taking pictures. So there's a young lady at my job. She doesn't work at my specific facility, like my specific site anymore. Actually, I don't know if she's even still in the company. Might be though. Might be. But I've like kind of like lost contact with her. But she's a dope individual. Working with her, and I noticed that she was very beautiful. And this is like before COVID. So I'm like messing around with her, like, we cool, we like friends at the workplace, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm only messing around with her because I'm giving her attention because I want to, like, let her know, like, I'm a safe person to, talk to and be around. And we became like friends at the workplace. Say, hey, what's up? How you doing? And then I asked her, like, maybe one day I could do a photo shoot with you. She's like, really? Like, no, you know what I'm saying? And then I said, yeah, like, maybe we could set it up one day. So that I kept asking her, and then finally she was like, yeah, let's do it when you want to do it. I said, we could do it on the weekend, blah, 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 something like that, right? So we set up a day. I came home, I told my girl, I said, listen, I'm about to go, do a photo shoot with this young lady for my job, one of my coworkers. Her name is Rina. And I told her my girl was like, all right, I'll take care of the kids or whatever. And then we set the date. So before I was so thankful because I told Rena, I said, listen, it's one hand washes the other. If I take these images of you, then I'll give them to you, and so you can use them whatever you want. And then at the same time, I can use it for promoting myself as a photographer. So she was my first person, like my first subject, my first client. And I'm so humbly thankful for that. Thank you, Rena. Appreciate it. It was a great experience. So I'm driving over there, and she lives far from me. Okay, far. Driving over there, I'm listening to music, and then I get over to the area, find a place to park, pull all the equipment out. It's not that much, I'm bringing like just certain things with me, and we get out there, and she comes, and she's like, hey, and then we meet up at the location that we're supposed to meet at, and then that was it. We start with the photo shoot, and I'm a little nervous that I'm always confident, but a little nervous that I'm not going to get the right shot. So I'm making sure the camera settings is correct and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And at the same time, we're in the middle of the pandemic, so it's a little nerve wracking too because you want to be safe. You really don't know what this stuff is doing. You don't know. You don't really understand what's happening to the world. You're not a scientist. You're not in the government. You know what I mean? So you're just doing whatever you need to do to be cautious, right? So we got our masks and stuff on. So most of the photo shoots with the mask on because it's during the middle of the pandemic, which kind of sucks, but in a sense, though, it still came out nice. It came out nice though, like I don't know. I don't want to say I don't know what to call it, but like wearing like something over the face, doing like a photo shoot brings out a certain story, like a certain vibe, a certain mood. It's different, but I liked it though. So we taking the pictures at one spot. Blah, 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 blah. It took, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, come take a look, showing her. She's like, oh, that's cool. I mean, then we go to another spot, taking pictures in front of like this building. Then we go inside of like this parking garage that's it's not really used a lot. Like parts of it is like broken a little bit. Like the elevator wasn't working, like which was cool. So we go into this parking garage, you know what I mean? And then we're like taking pictures in like the open area. We're taking pictures by the elevator. We taking pictures in like the staircase, and it was a magical moment for me, man. To sit there to hold the camera, and the shots were handheld. The whole photo shoot was handheld, and to sit there, to change the lens, and I mean the depth of field and stuff like that, and like get on there, make the background blurry, and like taking all those dope photos, and I'll never forget that experience for the rest of my life, because it was amazing being like a street photographer and going out there and just nailing the shots. And then the thing that's so cool is like, Rina being an actual model, like she was like so like professional, giving like creative input, but then also just like going with the flow, and action shots too. Like there was one point in time I was like, I'm going to record a video now. So now I just want you to move. She said, what do you want me to do? Like, I said, well, maybe put your hands through your hair, blah, blah, blah. Just cool, creative stuff. And then she just like, you want me to take the mask off? I'm like, yeah. Even though I'm nervous about it, and she's nervous about it too. I said, yeah, go ahead. Took the mask off. I'm saying? Open up the beauty. And she's like going through the hair and all this and that and stuff. And it's like, I'm sitting with the camera like, like all this a lot. My mom's like, yeah, get it, girl. You killing this shit back there, girl. Yeah. She's going and like, hand to the head. And he's just camera. Oh, it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. And she killed it. And then it was a part where we went to like the end of that parking garage, and it's open. So it has an open part where you just look down over the ledge, and we're taking pictures over there. And those are getting to the point where they're like really, really cinematic photos. Like I said, let's make it like, these are the last days. It's so crazy, like how you could take your location and turn that into a photography like set. Like I don't know if photographers do that. I don't know, but I'm more into the cinematic movie. I play video games a lot. You understand what I'm saying? So when I get to a certain location, I don't have anything planned. I don't have like certain shots. Oh, you stand like this and like, oh, like that. I don't do that. I'm not that type of person. So we're like, we're interacting with the environment as we're doing this photo shoot. So she's like holding onto the wall in a certain way, like she's looking around, she's scared, she's nervous. Like it turned into a regular photo session into like this theatrical photo session where she's like, oh, 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 oh. You know what I mean? And then in my mind, it's like while I'm taking these photos, I'm like, all right, I already know what I'm gonna do when I get home. I'm gonna edit it this way, change the colors, change the exposure, blah blah blah, blah, make it look cinematic, bam, 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 bam. Then we started to talk, and I'm like, yo, what do you think we should do? Like, this is fun. Like, me and her was like, yeah. She's like, this is fun. Like, So I was like, maybe we should do like a movie. So we might still do it. I don't know. I got to get back in contact with her and see if we can set up, because literally, it'll be like a short film we shoot in one day. It wouldn't even take that long. But we would have to go back over to that parking garage area. Because the idea was to make it seem like she was like the last person, like it's like a typical classical thriller type thing, but no audio, no, you don't talk. It's just all theatrical. So you see her going through the motions. So what we was thinking was like she's driving in the car, and next she hears on the radio a disaster's happening, and next you see her at this parking garage, and at that parking garage she can't go down. She has to stay in the upper levels because there's things like a light source, like a light source that keeps moving around, and if she gets caught by the light source, which was probably extraterrestrial, like an alien, then she's a goner, right? So we was gonna have it where it's like we bring like a bunch of food, put it in a duffel bag. We was gonna have her to have like different hoodies that she would wear, because she would take those different hoodies or whatever clothes, and she would change every day. You know what I'm saying? Like new days and stuff like that, and the different activities she would be doing in that parking garage, which would have been a dope film because it's a short film. It could be like anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes. That's easy. That's, to me, I think it's easy to do. I shoot music videos, so I know how to chop. Blah, 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 blah. All we gotta do is get all the sound effects, put it in there, get the background score, so have cinematic music, but have cinematic sound effects to make make every scene believable, make it seem like she's really going through this, and then have her just acting, just doing nonchalant stuff, just simple acting, because there's no dialogue. You don't need to talk. It's just you probably one only dialogue would have been from like the news, things that are being reported from the news, but other than that, would have been just her actions and how she's trying to hide from all the lights and stuff like that. And it was a cool part because there was an elevator there too. We was gonna use that elevator, like what I mean. It's gonna have like a place where she like we was gonna bring like a sheet or something and hang it up, and it's like a little box area where she could like act like that's like a little bed area where she sleeps at. It was pretty cool. Like we was coming up, we was gonna come up with this whole concept, killing it, son. You know what I mean? Just me and her. So, and we might still do it. We might still do it. Like you never know what you're gonna do in this world. You know what I mean? And then we had talks of like, maybe like really, really just taking a photography thing seriously between me and her, doing a lot of different photo shoots and maybe sending them out, and maybe she could get placements and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. But what I liked about it, we spent a lot of time. We spent some hours there, and we laughed, we were hanging out, man. It was just me and her. It was so cool, and I loved it, yo. I loved it. And that's the reason why I wanted to do a video talking about it. I'm going to include it on my website. So on oldfiredynasty.com, there's a page called History. And the history page is my history. So I haven't finished it yet. So if you go to the website and you try to go to the page, it's just going to be a blank page. But I'm going to show my history throughout, like my timeline. And there's some parts of like my history that I want to put there. And this photo shoot is going to be one of them. So Rina, you're part of history because you helped me. You was my very first client and my very first photo shoot. You know what I mean? And yeah. So I still need to create the music for it though. That's one thing that the thing that's so crazy is like with me and music, because I love music, right? But I'm a student of it as well. And I recently deleted all my music offline because I changed it, and it sounds way better now. Everybody was saying like my music was trash. They said your music trash, you garbage, and I said, oh, okay. Like that doesn't affect me. I take constructive criticism. I can take it. It might not be at that point in time, but maybe like a month later, I'm like, oh, I start thinking and I start realizing what this person said. And I'm like, oh yeah, they were right. So I take constructive criticism, and I got rid of everything. So, but the new music that I'm making now, it sounds more alive, more full, and it has that sound. And it's not even mixed and mastered yet. Just the core sound, the way that I figured out how to create music now. It's amazing. It sounds really, really good. So I have this song that I'm making right now, which is my single. And then I have another song I'm working on after that. So I'm trying to finish my album. And then at the same time, what I'm going to do is when I finish the album, the music from the album, the instrumental part of it, I'm going to take it and I'm going to move away all the percussion. I'm going to turn that into cinematic music. And then, so now I'll have more than one version. I have 3 versions. I have the rap album, the instrumental part of that, so instrumental album, and then the cinematic album, all with the same sounds, but it's just different versions of it. So I'm going to drop 3 albums at one time, and I'll be able to put that in a movie, like say the Rina movie. You know what I mean? I think smart, man. Smart. You have to know how. Man, see, they don't get it, man. They're not. I tell people stuff, and I probably shouldn't even be telling y'all how to move. Now, watch somebody gonna go do exactly what I'm doing. Because a lot of people copycat, they can't think for themselves. But my mind, nothing to play with here. I'm telling you. I'm gonna give a shout out to Rina. This your boy Old Fire Dynasty. And yeah, man, can't wait to get this video out and get this on the website so people can see. I mean, part of my history.